Hi, I'm Michelle Turner, Early Intervention and Movement Lesson, and one of the things here I'm about to talk to you about is what I call extension. When you see a healthy spine, again, babies don't slouch. We sit upright. We have this extension through our spine. So again, in kindergarten, who has the right answer? I do. It's that extension. This is crawling. This is running. It extends through the body. And you see that having problems in small infants as well as even seniors. You see seniors sitting there, let's have a hand count. And they're down like this. And there's no movement in the spine. And now to the extreme is ADD. ADD, everything is, I have it. So instead of saying that I have this star over here to my side, I'll get it, I pick it up, it's there. But what a child does, and you start to see it at a young age, is that, I'll get it. What happens is when we go to the extension, it's a new conversation to the brain. So what we were thinking of turns into a new conversation. And so that's where you start organizing the brain for what's looked at as ADD. So that's something to look for in your small infant that you might not realize. And parents sit there, just calm down, don't get so excited. But again, it's the organization of their system. And what I mean by organization is when they have a new thought, that's the first thing the body goes into. So you drop the other thought process because that's where the brain is going. So you need to go back and take a step and just, again, what a movement lesson is adding variation and show the brain, oh, I can go this way. I can go this way and look for the item. Oh, it could be behind me. It could be, instead of it going into that. It's the same thing when people get nervous and they might, just on their thumb or something like that. It's just a nervous habit. What that means is that when I see that, it's when your body starts thinking of stress, that's your body's reaction to stress. So we call it a habit. So we all have habits, but that's what's to look for. So now on the opposite end of extension, for what I look for possible developmental delays, do you ever pick up a heavy baby? When you pick up a baby and go, oh, this kid. Well, what it is that babies rise to meet you. They go up into your arms. What happens is when this isn't developing properly, the spine's not organized in that way, is the second the arms go about 90-degree angles. See, and I can do this, up, down, because my back is functioning. But what happens is when they go like this, at the same time, they go like this, and they sink. And it's like, picking up a bag of potatoes versus the child coming up into your arms. You can see this before they're even reaching into your arms. If you have a young little baby and you carry them here, this is where you want children to see the world. And before you know it, they sink. Because again, they're not sitting up on their spine, they kind of have this, and they sink down. And you constantly feel that you're lifting the child up again versus it remaining, or the child, is remaining in its position. So those are real early signs to tell that the body's not responding. So as this happens, crawling could be a problem, walking could be a problem, just look at the logistics of it. You can't walk in this position. And that's in the kids as they age. Oh, you're just being lazy, or you're being a couch potato. But it's the same thing. If you're in this position, and just try it for yourself. If you're in this position, what does it take for you to get out of the couch? So what's interesting about doing the Anappanil method and movement is you really can go into the attitude of putting yourself into someone else's shoes. I can look at someone, let's say with a dowager's hump and a pronated neck, and think to myself, in that position, and then what could I do to help my client to have the spine come back, to bring the head up into awareness. So you can do the same thing as a parent and realize, and I think that's what happens to mothers, where you start realizing that there's problems, but you can't articulate it enough that you can get the medical people excited to be on your side of the fence to get the early intervention. Oh, we'll just wait and see attitude. And again, that's what I'm trying to prevent, wait and see. So start looking at the way your kids' backs are working, and that's extension.